Welcome to Opportunity Economy, where we help beginners, entrepreneurs, and professionals build smart digital income for 2026 and beyond. No degree, no problem. Here we share AI powered systems, creative tools, and proven digital strategies that help you earn smarter, not harder. Subscribe now and start your journey from zero to your first 10K online. Because your next chapter deserves an opportunity, not limits.
If you woke up tomorrow and your job disappeared, what would you do? Not a fantasy question, a real one. Because for millions of people across the US, that's exactly what's happening, quietly, every day. Companies are automating, roles are shrinking, AI is rewriting what employable means. And the truth is, 2026 won't wait for you to catch up. It's already here. So if you've ever said, I don't know where to start, or I'm too late for this digital stuff, this story is for you. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to see what happens when an ordinary beginner with no degree, no tech background, no investor decides to take the first digital step from 0 to 10K, not through luck, but through a series of small, smart moves that anyone watching this right now can make too. Let's rewind the story. Meet Sarah, a 46-year-old single mom from Ohio. She worked in HR for nearly 2 decades, until her company merged with a tech startup in 2025, and half the department was replaced by an AI onboarding system. The email came on a Tuesday morning, position redundant, effective immediately. Her heart sank, her savings were thin, and she had no idea what to do next. She tried job boards, but every listing asked for digital skills, automation tools, or AI literacy. That language might as well have been in Greek. So she did what most people do, froze. She spent weeks scrolling through social media, watching other people's highlight reels and wondering, is it too late for me? Until one night, something shifted. She stumbled on a YouTube video, not unlike this one, where someone said something that hit her in the chest. The world doesn't pay you for your time anymore. It pays you for the value you create and how smartly you deliver it. That sentence rewired something in her mind. She didn't need a new job. She needed a new vehicle, a way to turn her knowledge into digital income. And that's where the story of From 0 to 10K truly begins. From the first step, a digital awakening. Sarah didn't jump into online business overnight. She started with curiosity. Every evening after dinner, she gave herself 60 minutes, just one focused hour, to learn something new about the digital economy. She didn't buy a course. She didn't need a fancy mentor. She started with free AI starter tools and simple digital systems, the same kind we teach here at Opportunity Economy. She learned how to use ChatGPT to brainstorm digital product ideas. She learned Canva to design simple graphics. She explored Notion to organize her goals and routines. And more importantly, she learned the mindset of someone who doesn't wait for opportunity, but builds it. One night, while typing in ChatGPT, she asked, what can I sell online without experience or followers? The AI gave her 10 suggestions, from creating printables to offering resume audits. But one idea jumped off the screen: create and sell simple digital planners or workbooks. Sarah loved organization. It was her comfort zone. So she followed that thread. She opened Canva, created a basic planner template, and listed it on Etsy for $8. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't even pretty, but it existed. And that changed everything. Let's look at the $8 sale that changed her life. 3 days later, a notification popped up on her phone. You've made a sale. $8. She laughed, cried, and danced in the same 60 seconds, because that tiny digital sale represented something bigger than $8. It was proof. Proof that she could create value online. Proof that her time could compound. Proof that she didn't need permission anymore. That $8 planner was the seed. From it grew her first $100 week, then $1,000 month, and within 12 months, $10,000 in cumulative income. But the money wasn't the only transformation. What changed was her identity. She went from saying I'm unemployed to I'm building a digital business. And that shift, that inner recalibration, is what 2026 will be all about. Because the new economy isn't looking for degrees, titles, or resumes. It's looking for creators, communicators, connectors, and problem solvers who can use digital tools to deliver value in smarter ways. And guess what? That includes you. Before we continue, pause this video for a second. Think about this. What if your $8 moment is still waiting to happen, but you haven't taken that first step yet? Maybe tonight's the night. Maybe this is your opportunity economy moment. When you're ready, let's go deeper. Because in the next part of this journey, I'll show you how Sarah used simple systems, free tools, and AI automation to turn that spark into her first 10K, and how you can follow the same path. We call it the discovery, finding digital income paths. When Sarah made that first $8 sale, it wasn't the money that kept her up that night. It was the question that followed. If I can make $8 while I sleep, what else could I create? That's the moment a job mindset begins to dissolve and a digital creator mindset starts to form. See, the old economy rewarded effort. Hours spent, boxes ticked. The new economy rewards insight, using digital tools to multiply your effort into scalable income. And that's exactly what Sarah set out to understand. She wasn't looking for get rich quick. She was looking for something better, a get free smart. Sarah soon realized that the world of digital income 2026 could be simplified into 3 main doors, and every successful online creator had walked through one or a mix of these. 1. The skill door, turning what you know into digital services, freelancing, consulting, teaching. 2. The system door, using automation and AI to create assets like printables, courses, or templates. 3. The story door, building a personal brand that attracts income through YouTube, blogs, or newsletters. She decided to peek into all 3. Door 1, the skill door. Sarah started with her HR background. She knew how to read resumes, write job descriptions, and coach people through interviews. So she thought, what if I offer resume help online? She created a Fiverr profile titled, I'll help you craft a job-winning resume and LinkedIn profile. Her first gig sat untouched for 2 weeks. No views, no orders. But instead of quitting, she opened ChatGPT and typed, rewrite my Fiverr gig to sound more modern and results-based for 2026 job seekers. What came back made her smile. The new version said, I'll transform your resume into an AI-optimized personal brand that gets you noticed by employers, fast. That small change doubled her clicks. Within a month, she landed her first $35 order, then another, then $120 from an executive client. By combining her human insight with AI-assisted writing, she found her rhythm. She wasn't competing on price anymore. She was competing on transformation. Door 2, the system door. While freelancing paid the bills, it still felt like trading hours for dollars. So Sarah explored the second door, systems. She learned that digital income multiplies when you create assets that sell on their own. So she began designing digital planners, AI prompt packs, and career checklists. Each one took 2-3 hours to make. She listed them on Etsy, Gumroad, and her small website. Within 60 days, she had built an ecosystem, one where her freelance clients could also buy her tools. It wasn't just income. It was a self-feeding loop. Every digital product became a small employee that worked 24/7. They didn't call in sick. They didn't need approval. They just sold. And with every sale, her confidence grew. Door 3, the story. Now the third door was the hardest because it required something no tool could automate: authenticity. Sarah started sharing her journey online, not as an expert, but as a learner. She posted short clips titled, What I Learned After My First $8 Digital Sale. I lost my job, but AI helped me find my purpose. My first $100 online, here's what nobody tells you. She didn't have followers, but she had truth, and truth travels fast. By month 4, one of her reels went mini viral on TikTok. It got 25,000 views. People messaged asking, how did you do it? She replied one by one, with kindness, not strategy. And those conversations became the seed of her email list, her small online tribe, her community. Looking back, she saw a pattern. Each door fed the other. Her skills built trust. Her systems created income. Her story built connection. This was the trifecta of Digital Income 2026. It wasn't about chasing trends. It was about stacking small, aligned actions, each step compounding into the next. She realized she wasn't just freelancing or selling templates. She was building a digital ecosystem. And that's the difference between people who stay stuck at $500 and those who grow beyond 10K. Why you need to leverage the AI advantage. By late 2025, the digital world would be accelerating faster than ever. AI tools were everywhere, from marketing assistants to design generators, but Sarah didn't see them as a threat. She saw them as multipliers. She used ChatGPT to write her blog posts and product descriptions, Canva Magic Studio to automate visuals, Notion AI to plan her week and brainstorm content, Opus Clip to repurpose her videos for social media. These weren't gimmicks. They were gears in her income engine. She learned a new truth. In 2026, your success won't depend on how hard you work, but how smartly you integrate AI to amplify your work. AI didn't replace her. It released her. From busy work, from doubt, from limitation. Let's look at the bridge between $100 and $1,000. One Saturday, she decided to track her numbers. In the last 90 days, she had made $512 from Fiverr, $350 from Etsy, $228 from digital downloads. She smiled not because of the total, but because it finally looked repeatable. She had found her bridge, the repeatable process that could scale. She doubled down on what worked. She automated client delivery using Google Drive templates. She used ChatGPT to write follow-up emails that invited buyers to her next product. She created mini video lessons that turned one-time buyers into loyal fans. Each small step became a stone on the bridge from zero to consistent income. Sarah wrote this quote on a sticky note above her desk. Consistency compounds faster than talent in the digital age. She didn't have fancy degrees, funding, or fame, but she had the one thing the new economy rewards more than anything: persistence fueled by purpose. And as she pressed record on her next YouTube video, sharing her journey with a trembling voice but a brave heart, she didn't know that within months, her story would inspire thousands of others like her to begin. If you're watching this and thinking, that's me, that's where I am right now, then stay with this story. Because in the next chapter, you'll see exactly how Sarah built systems that scaled, how she turned her one-person hustle into a repeatable digital engine. And more importantly, how you can too, step by step, using the same free tools already at your fingertips. Next, we will dive into the mechanics of scaling that we call the shift, where Sarah begins to transform her small wins into a structured, scalable digital ecosystem. Sarah's first few $100s online felt surreal, almost like finding loose change under a couch cushion. Except this time, it wasn't luck. It was proof. Proof that digital income wasn't a myth. Proof that the little experiments were working. Proof that maybe, just maybe, she was finally walking into the future on her own terms. But proof alone doesn't build a business. So she made a decision, the one that separates dabblers from digital earners. She would stop calling it side hustle money and start treating it like a system. Every successful online creator has one thing in common. They stop doing random things and start building repeatable systems. So Sarah sat down one evening, opened a blank Notion page, and wrote 3 words at the top: create, automate, multiply. Those words would become the blueprint of her next 12 months. Why you need to leverage the AI advantage. By late 2025, the digital world would be accelerating faster than ever. AI tools were everywhere, from marketing assistants to design generators, but Sarah didn't see them as a threat. She saw them as multipliers. She used ChatGPT to write her blog posts and product descriptions, Canva Magic Studio to automate visuals, Notion AI to plan her week and brainstorm content, Opus Clip to repurpose her videos for social media. These weren't gimmicks, they were gears in her income engine. She learned a new truth. In 2026, your success won't depend on how hard you work, but how smartly you integrate AI to amplify your work. AI didn't replace her, it released her. From busy work, from doubt, from limitation. Let's look at the bridge between $100 and $1,000. One Saturday, she decided to track her numbers. In the last 90 days, she had made $512 from Fiverr, $350 from Etsy, $228 from digital downloads. She smiled, not because of the total, but because it finally looked repeatable. She had found her bridge, the repeatable process that could scale. She doubled down on what worked. She automated client delivery using Google Drive templates. She used ChatGPT to write follow-up emails that invited buyers to her next product. She created mini video lessons that turned one-time buyers into loyal fans. Each small step became a stone on the bridge from zero to consistent income. Sarah wrote this quote on a sticky note above her desk: "Consistency compounds faster than talent in the digital age." She didn't have fancy degrees, funding, or fame, but she had the one thing the new economy rewards more than anything: persistence fueled by purpose. And as she pressed record on her next YouTube video, sharing her journey with a trembling voice but a brave heart, she didn't know that within months, her story would inspire thousands of others like her to begin. If you're watching this and thinking, that's me, that's where I am right now, then stay with this story. Because in the next chapter, you'll see exactly how Sarah built systems that scaled, how she turned her one-person hustle into a repeatable digital engine. And more importantly, how you can too, step by step, using the same free tools already at your fingertips. Next, we will dive into the mechanics of scaling that we call the shift, where Sarah begins to transform her small wins into a structured, scalable digital ecosystem. Sarah's first few $100s online felt surreal, almost like finding loose change under a couch cushion. Except this time, it wasn't luck. It was proof. Proof that digital income wasn't a myth. Proof that the little experiments were working. Proof that maybe, just maybe, she was finally walking into the future on her own terms. But proof alone doesn't build a business. So she made a decision, the one that separates dabblers from digital earners. She would stop calling it side hustle money and start treating it like a system. Every successful online creator has one thing in common. They stop doing random things and start building repeatable systems. So Sarah sat down one evening, opened a blank Notion page, and wrote 3 words at the top: create, automate, multiply. Those words would become the blueprint of her next 12 months. 1. Create the right things. She realized she didn't need 50 digital products. She needed 5 good ones. A resume template for beginners, a career clarity worksheet powered by ChatGPT prompts, a digital planner for job seekers, a simple course on mastering LinkedIn with AI tools, and 1 freebie, the Digital Pivot Starter Kit, to attract her audience. Each product solved one problem for one type of person with one clear promise. That was her formula. She learned that success online isn't about doing more, it's about doing what compounds. 2. Automate, the invisible assistant. Next, she built the system. It wasn't fancy, just smart. She used ConvertKit to collect emails from her freebies, Zapier to automatically deliver her products and thank you notes, Canva Magic Write to design social media content in minutes, ChatGPT to generate customer replies and blog posts. Every time she noticed herself repeating a task, she asked, how can I automate this once and never do it again? Soon, her one-person business had digital employees, tiny automations that worked 24/7 without complaint. 3. Multiply. Turn value into velocity. Once the system worked, it was time to multiply. Sarah knew she didn't want to chase clients forever. She wanted momentum. So she began creating short videos, 30-second stories, sharing what she was learning. Titles like How I Made $100 Using Free AI Tools, 3 Mistakes I Made My First Month Online, the easiest digital product for beginners in 2026. They weren't polished. They weren't perfect. But they were real. And real always beats perfect. The response was different this time. Her DMs weren't filled with sympathy. They were filled with curiosity. People asked, can you show me how? What tools did you use? Do you offer a class? That's when she realized by March 2026, Sarah would pour herself a cup of coffee, will sit at her small desk, and open her earnings dashboard. Freelancing, $420. Etsy digital products, $380. Mini course sales, $250. Affiliate links from AI tools, $72. She will blink. Did the math twice, then a smile, her first 4-figure month. It didn't happen because she found the secret hack. It happened because she built systems that stacked. Each small stream had become a tributary flowing into one river, digital income. But here's what nobody tells you about reaching your first $1,000 online. It's not just the money that changes, it's your identity. Sarah no longer introduced herself as someone looking for work. She started saying, I run a small digital business that helps people build income online. It wasn't arrogance, it was ownership. She no longer waited for opportunity. She created it. No longer hoped for permission, she gave it to herself. And the moment you make that mental switch, the entire digital landscape bends differently around you. You stop asking, will this work? And start asking, how can I make this work for me? That's the shift. That's the unlock. That's where your 10-day journey truly begins. Once Sarah saw the compounding effect of her systems, she decided to lean even more into AI-powered workflows. She didn't use AI to replace creativity. She used it to amplify execution. Her toolkit looked like this: ChatGPT for writing product copy, emails, and customer responses; Canva Magic Studio for automating visuals and brand consistency; Notion AI for idea planning, productivity tracking, and prompts; Descript for editing her videos without complex software; Opus Clip for repurposing YouTube videos into viral shorts; Metricool for scheduling content across platforms. Each tool saved her time, but more importantly, it gave her space. Space to think bigger. Sarah started noticing something strange. Her revenue was rising, but her hours were shrinking. She wasn't hustling harder. She was building smarter. Her mornings were for creativity. Her afternoons were for connection. Her evenings were for rest and reflection. She realized that the true wealth of the digital economy isn't just money, it's time autonomy. That's what makes digital income transformational, not transactional. By mid-year, she faced a new question. If I can make $1,000 a month online, what would it take to make $10,000? And that question didn't scare her anymore. It excited her. She knew she wouldn't get there by luck, virality, or hustle. She'd get there by building leverage. And leverage comes from one scalable product, one aligned audience, one repeatable system. In the next phase of her journey, she'd focus on that, scaling what works, trimming what doesn't, and mastering the art of momentum. If you've followed Sarah's journey this far, ask yourself, what if this isn't just her story? What if it's your preview? What if the first $1,000 you earn online isn't just income, but evidence that your life can compound too? In the next chapter, you'll see exactly how Sarah built leverage, the digital ecosystem that took her from $1,000 to $10,000 a month with no college degree, no tech background, and no burnout. Because in 2026, the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you start? When the clock turned to January 1st, 2026, Sarah didn't make a New Year's resolution. She made a promise, not a wish to do better or work harder, but a commitment to build stronger. Because by now, she understood something that every successful digital earner eventually learns. The internet doesn't reward effort, it rewards alignment. Alignment between what you love, what people need, and what systems can deliver for you 24/7, even when you're sleeping. Let's look at your new beginning, starting strong as 2026 breaks. That first morning of 2026, while the world scrolled through New Year, New Me posts, Sarah opened her notebook and wrote 3 questions. 1, what do I want my workdays to feel like this year? 2, what am I done tolerating from the old version of me? 3, what's the one system that will multiply everything I do next? Her answers were simple. She wanted freedom, clarity, and consistency. She was done with panic and confusion, and she knew her next step wasn't to add more. It was to go deeper. So she built what she called her Freedom Framework, a 6-part system to scale what already worked. 1, simplify your offer. The first rule of scaling, clarity beats complexity. Sarah chose one core offer, her Digital Starter Kit course, that bundled everything she had learned into one simple roadmap. She stopped trying to sell everything and started scaling the one thing that mattered most to her audience. That's how you move from chaos to clarity, and from a trickle of sales to consistent income. 2, build the ecosystem. Next, she connected the dots. Her freebie, the Pivot Blueprint, led to her email series. Her emails introduced her mini course. Her course upsold her coaching calls, and her calls introduced her membership community. Nothing existed in isolation anymore. It was a living system. Every post, every product, every email had a job. That's what transformed her side hustle into a business. 3, automate the flow. Sarah spent one weekend setting up automation rules inside her CRM. By Monday, her business ran like clockwork. Welcome emails sent automatically. Payment confirmations delivered instantly. Content dripped out without manual uploads. Social posts recycled with AI-driven schedulers. She realized that automation wasn't about replacing herself. It was about freeing herself. That's the real leverage of 2026. Not faster work, but fewer decisions. 4, multiply your audience. By now, her content wasn't just performing, it was compounding. Each short video she posted drove traffic to her website. Each blog post ranked for new keywords. Each podcast guest spot introduced her to new people. And with AI tools like OpusClip, Jasper, and TubeBuddy, she turned one long piece of content into 10 micro assets. What once took her a week now took her an hour and reached 10 times more people. She stopped chasing visibility and started building velocity. 5. Partner for growth. Sarah also learned one of the most underrated digital growth secrets: partnerships. She reached out to creators who shared her values and audience. They swapped guest spots, cross-promoted freebies, and bundled courses together. Her network became her net worth, literally. Partnerships gave her access to new audiences without spending a single dollar on ads. That's how she scaled faster, smarter, and stress-free. 6. Protect your energy. The final pillar of her freedom framework wasn't a tool or a strategy, it was self-preservation. Sarah began scheduling offline days, no screens, no analytics, no noise. She used that time to think, walk, read, and breathe. Because digital wealth means nothing if you lose your mental wealth along the way. She knew the best system is one that allows you to stay human. Let's look closely at the 10K per month plan. By mid-2026, Sarah will hit her first $10,000 month. It didn't happen in a viral rush or a stroke of luck. It will happen through momentum. Tiny, consistent steps that compounded quietly until one day, everything clicked. Her emails were converting, her courses were selling, her automation was humming, her content was ranking, her confidence was unshakable. And just like that, the woman who once cried over a layoff had built her own economy. Sarah wouldn't just be earning money, she will be building meaning. She will hire a virtual assistant from another country. She will mentor 3 women starting their own digital pivots. She will start donating a portion of profits to scholarships for women learning online skills. Her story will become a movement, a ripple of digital empowerment. And as 2026 unfolds, she will see something beautiful happening everywhere. Teachers turning lessons into online courses. Retirees sharing expertise as digital mentors. Parents building Etsy shops from their kitchens. Freelancers using AI to scale beyond limits. This wasn't a trend, it was a new chapter of work, and those who embraced it thrived. Those who resisted faded. The real lesson: Sarah's story isn't about luck, talent, or timing. It's about courage, clarity, and systems. The courage to start when you don't feel ready. The clarity to focus on what truly matters. And the systems to make sure your success doesn't depend on hustle alone. Because the truth is, in the opportunity economy, nobody is coming to save you, but everything you need to save yourself already exists. As 2026 breaks, the question isn't what if it doesn't work, it's what if it does? What if this year you decide to build digital income that compounds? What if this year you choose to stop doubting your skills and start monetizing them? What if this year you take your first step, your pivot, your proof? If Sarah's story spoke to you, it's because a part of it is already yours. And to help you start strong in 2026, I've built something for you. Download your free digital pivot blueprint, your step-by-step starter guide to building smart income online. Inside, you'll find the exact 3-phase plan to build your first system, the 10 must-have tools for automation and creativity, a 7-day action challenge to make your first move confidently. Because this year isn't just another January, it's your line in the sand, your restart button, your invitation to build something that lasts. Welcome to the opportunity economy, where we don't hustle harder, we build smarter, where we don't chase success, we systemize it, and where your story, no matter how it started, can always be rewritten digitally. Your 2026 begins now, and maybe, just maybe, it starts with this video.